Hey, it's Jason. I am here in Rydal, Pennsylvania, where a few years ago we did a project with 5 different water features. Wanted to come back and take a look. I say in a lot of my videos, I really like it when we get finished, and I love it 2 to 3 years down the road because everything is filled in, everything looks even more amazing. Another amazing thing that sometimes you see when you come back 2 to 3 years down the road is when the homeowner turn around and put their own fingerprints on a property. And Erwin is a perfect example of that. Not only did he do it with some amazing landscaping, he built a natural habitat and he set up a really nice model train. Let's go talk to Erwin about it. So Erwin, we came in, we put a lot of the bones in, but I love how much detail you've put into your backyard after we were gone. We're obviously standing at the area with the trains. How'd you get into the trains?
The trains, about 3 Christmases ago, my daughter gave me a starter kit, G-scale. And I played around with it in base. It was the first time I ever had trains. And did a platform layout down there that took me 6 months and about 1,200 man hours to do. And then once I conquered that and I felt pretty comfortable with it, I migrated out to the outside and did this layout. So there's 3 separate tracks here. Got this outer, the center, and then a figure 8 in the center. The way things are in my life, being retired and everything, it affords me the time that I need to do this kind of stuff.
You control everything from your phone.
The 2 outer trains, the 2 diesel locomotives, those are controlled with my phone. I can set the speed, blow the whistles, all that kind of stuff. The center one with the figure 8s, that's DC controlled, so that you have to move a toggle switch to set the speed and then that just goes. Well, these locomotives and pretty much all of the cars that are pulling behind it are MTH trains, and they're actually 1/32nd scale. Normally the LGBs are 1/25 scale. So this guy that's running in the center, they're pretty much the 25th scale, the LGB type trains. But these diesel locomotives, they're exact carbon copies of the real thing, which is pretty cool. The detail that they put into the cars and the locomotives is pretty incredible. We actually started with the suspension bridge down there and then kind of worked our way out from there. And then we followed the contour of when you guys put the fountainscape in, all the boulders there, we just followed that because that was a good little scenic route for the train to run.
Yep, that's really cool. Do you take them in at nighttime, or how does that work?
No, these guys can stay out all year round. But what I do is I take the outer track. When it goes into the tunnel there, I just park the locomotive inside. This guy right here, when the train travels over, I stop it and I can back it into a big giant tube that's there. I anticipated that if I feel my oats and my grandson's around to help this time, because when it came to the outside, he's right away going, "Hey, Grandpa, when are we going to do phase 2? And I'm like, "Well, you weren't around for phase 1. And he's like, "Well, I was playing baseball." And I'm like, "I hear you, but..." Yep. So phase 2, I actually have a turnout that goes out there, and then also where the train can come back into the main section here. So phase 2 could be where we're just running back into tree lines back there. Eventually I could run it all the way around the whole property, but that's a lot of work. I mean, it's a pretty cool project. I still have some buildings to put down in here, and you can always tweak it a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah.
Gives me something to do in my retirement years.
So this is really cool. I know the one other area that you've kind of made some modifications with some of the animals that are in there is the turtle pond area.
Yeah.
Let's go check that out.
You got it. Obviously, for the turtles in this general area, I wanted to make sure that we had enough spots where they can come out. As you can notice, I have a fence that's around here. I try to keep them in as much as possible.
Yep.
but turtles will try to climb the fence. Sometimes they wind up going into the swim pond or in the koi pond, and then we just catch them and bring them back over here. But like this area over here, we originally did that. We did the cedar wood around it to give it a more natural look. But we did that area for them to lay eggs. Now, all last year, they went everywhere else to lay eggs but that spot. This year, our big red-eared slider, she actually was up there. I videotaped her laying eggs. Probably in another 3 weeks, the eggs, if they were fertile, will hatch. Normally, I'll round them up. I'll put a little cage over top of that so that they don't find their way in the pond and go through into the negative edge there. And then
because they're gonna be tiny. Obviously.
Yeah, they'll be able to go through that little fence that's there.
Right.
So I'll overwinter them in the basement, let them get a little bit bigger, and then I'll put them in the pond. Currently, right now, we have 7 babies that are in here from last year. They will not go through that fence now into the negative edge, and they're loving it in here.
How many total turtles and what kinds do you have in there?
We've got red-eared sliders, eastern painted turtles, western painted turtles, just about every imaginable. There's 4 different groups. You got the eastern, western, southern, and midland. So I have 1 midland in here. There's like 3 or 4 of the western painted turtles, and then the red-eared sliders.
Nice, nice.
There are a few red belly turtles as well. So these guys are all congregating here. They see us here, and it's food time. It's time for me to feed them. But today we'll just give them some pellets.
What do you do with turtles in the wintertime?
Absolutely nothing. These guys stay out here all winter. All of these turtles are cold hardy. They're from the East Coast out to the Midwest. They can tolerate all the colder temperatures and some. They call them brumation, not hibernation, because these guys will actually go down to the bottom. They will still move around, but very lethargically, and they'll just hang out there. This thing could cover over with ice, and they can stay in the water for months at a time.
It's really cool how you got so much going on here. You got the ponds behind us, but this turtle area it's really cool, and seeing all these guys in there is a neat thing.
And it came out great.
Right.
And this is just a tad over 2 years old.
Right. Yeah. This one is filled in. You have made this one fill in faster than any of them before. That's for sure.
Well, it's funny because your mom did the initial planting, and she told me I had to be patient with it growing in. And being retired it's not like I could plant buy a tree this big, and I've got 20 years to wait till it gets really tall. I need to have a little bit of instant gratification, and so I try to buy plants a little bit bigger so I don't have to wait as long.
Yeah, this is filled in great. Thank you for having me out. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm gonna walk around for a little while and check everything out.
You got it.
Thanks, Erwin. This rec pond looks fantastic. And what has really changed from when we finished is the plantings. They have filled in, they start to hide and soften everything. You can't see where one rock stops and the next one starts because of the way that the landscaping comes in and just starts to spread out and really soften everything. So a lot of the time when I'm out on new projects and talking to people about new projects and all those kinds of things, this is what I'm talking about, where over time it just gets better and better. And that is because of all the landscaping softening everything. Year-round, this pond is going to go through a lot of change. It doesn't have a cover over it in the wintertime, and it just looks beautiful. And that is one of my favorite parts about rec ponds. I love coming back and seeing projects a few years down the road. Erwin told me that he comes here each morning, sits right here, has his coffee, and enjoys his garden. I love coming back to projects that have changed so much over just a few short years. And it's even more awesome when I know that the homeowner has put their own fingerprints on it in some kind of way. I thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep building your outdoor dreams. Some amazing landscaping. He built a natural, come on. No, I didn't like that. You ready? It looks like it's pointed down there, but I'm sure you got it with time. I don't know where to go from there.